Really, my favorite character in episode 2, like, Haku here. Welcome to my review of episode 2 of Mahou Shoujo Ikusei Keikaku. And, yeah, spoiler alert if you haven't seen the episode, but I'm assuming you have if you're watching the review. But just want to warn you, because we're going to be talking about some pretty important stuff that happened in this episode, and Nemarine was my early favorite character, so it pained me. That episode hurt my heart. That hurt my soul, and it honestly pissed me off. Your boy's pissed. Like, I was so angry, and for a show to make you feel that, it was so good. I am impressed as hell by this show's ability to make me feel. I haven't felt such raw emotion for a show in quite some time, even though the emotion was pissed off that one of my favorite characters died. But in a good way, because it was a good death, and it was good storyline and all that. So, sorry, messing with the light, it just seems weird in here to me. But, yeah, either way, starting off at the beginning, we have that DS and Pocky, but, we're actually going from 15 to 8, and we're also adding one more, like, soon. So, basically, we find out that the reason why, Fave says, is that man is a limited resource, and having 16 in one city, as big as the city is just going to drain it too fast. And it was part of Fave's miscalculation, or at least that's what we're being told now. And they ask, how will we be halved? But we don't get that answer quite yet. We just go into the opening sequence, which is good, and it's grown on me. I like it even more this week than I did last week. So Ripple discusses how Calamity Mary's outlaw nature with Fave. She is just worried about it, and I thought it was a really interesting conversation. Really drew me in as a viewer. So Top Speed approaches, and we find out that the way that they're being halved is that the one with the fewest candies at the end of the week for the next 8 weeks will be eliminated. So that is interesting. One a week. Man, I don't know, just that way of eliminating people. Man, this episode it killed my heart. It took it out and stomped it. But we see a flashback of Ripple when she first became a magical girl, and she hates the ridiculous outfits. I think that's funny. We get Calamity Mary showing up, and I really like her theme. Like, from the soundtrack, her theme was awesome. And I love Top Speed as well. Top Speed is just really funny. But she says that Fave mentioned before that actually magical girls can kill each other. So I think, of course, that's going to come into play later on. I'm expecting this to get pretty violent and bloody. So then we see Ripple in real life. Hello, real life Ripple. From what we see, I believe her name is Kano. I think her mom called her Kano-chan. But basically, from what I get from that text message or email or whatever, is that she hasn't seen her parents in quite some time. Then at the mid-cards, we see La Pucelle, who is Soda, of course, and Nemarine, whose real name is Sanjo Nemu, and she has inception powers. She can go into dreams, and she was my favorite, and man, my soul, I am still recovering. I'm still mourning Best Girl. Man. But basically, there's this house on fire with an elderly couple still inside, so La Pucelle and Snow White go in for the save, and they earn 413 candies for that shit. That's a lot of candies, given that Ripple only had 40 for the day. So we find out Koyuki, or Snow White, is in lead with candies, and Koyuki talks to Nemarine in the chat, and I freaking love Nemarine. Like, her saving the kid in the nightmare, I was so done. I was laughing. Then the Nemarine beam, I completely lost it. I was just dying. We find out she had 86,000 candies that she earned in dreams, but apparently Faith says saving people in dreams doesn't count as real-world candies, which is, I don't know, it just seems pretty dumb. Like, why would you give her a power? And she's still saving the people. She's just doing it in their dreams. It just, to me, that rule didn't quite make sense. She was cheated. I demand a recount. Give her life back. So we find out, we see Ruler's group, the twins only earned 28. Swim, I think is what they called her, earned 101. Ruler earned 124. And Tama was so cute. And she earned 0 candy, or at least at that time it earned 0. So I thought Ruler's team was really funny. I actually like getting to see them. And like I said, for some reason I feel like they're going to be the antagonistic group here. So we have the announcement of the results. Snow White is at the top and Nemedine is the first one eliminated. And there were so many feels. I loved seeing the real Nemu. Oh my gosh. And just, I knew bad shit was going to happen the whole time. I was like, she's dying. I don't know how, but she's dying and it's going to be bad. So she can use magic until midnight. So she enters her last dream. Death flags everywhere. And she talks to this little girl. And the little girl wants to be the Liege to a princess. But she's like, any girl can be a princess. And, man, it's bad. So we got Madoka'd. The best character got killed off first. We got Madoka'd quite hard. I was just so pissed in the most emotional way. I was a wreck watching this, guys. I was a wreck. The animation was so good. The emotional beats, perfect. Completely perfect. I would say recommend for people to watch this because just at the end with the mom crying over her after she died, the voice acting was so good. I can't think of any way it could have been better. And yeah, for all the different characters jumping around, great development. So, I can't praise this anymore. It is such a great show just from episode 2. I love where this went. So, I'm going to give it 10 last dreams out of 10. A perfect score for a pretty much perfect episode. So anyway, 10 out of 10. Freaking perfect. I could not think of a way they could have made this better. But, if you did like this video, comment down there. Tell me what you thought of this, episode, what you thought of my thoughts of it. Subscribe for more Mahou Shoujo Ikusei Keikaku, and a bunch of other anime and manga and stuff like that. And a bunch of other things that aren't related to that as well. Also follow on Twitter if you want, and I'll try to keep you updated there on stuff for the channel. And that's it. So thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Who can say whether